got that G, got my nullos. I'm just saying. We pull up to the scene, they be filled with jealousy. If a bitch get
stop
finicky, she gon' bring the energy. I hit a phone with a
3, 2, 1, action.
The journey starts today.
So hi everyone, it's our video and I'm back for yet another video, and I hope you guys are having a great time and welcome back to my channel. So you guys, many of you know I've been in a business on my own for a while now, but first to my new subscribers and my old subscribers, thank you guys so much for all the support. Guys, we are growing. I know one of the subscribers was like, honey, congratulations, you just hit a milestone. And I was like, you know what, I'm here for it, honey. So I was so excited and happy and grateful, people. You guys know me.
Highlight trouble, puffing on the mirrors.
Ooh.
The man ain't ever seen the booty like this.
How are you guys doing? Let me know in the comments below. So today I said to myself, you know what, I've been thinking about this for a while and some people have been asking me questions about this, so I felt it was right for me to just do a video about it. You know, life as an entrepreneur, you know, life as a solopreneur, life as having a place for myself. And I was like, hello, like, why not? It makes a lot of sense. So as an experienced entrepreneur, I'll tell you guys this. This is not my first business that I've done, you know, so let's put it this way, most of my life has been more of an entrepreneur. Like, I can actually count how many times I have worked in a salon, in a business, you know, like I can count how many times I've worked in the service industry, in a company, in a hospital, you know, stuff like that. But most of the time I have worked for myself. Let's get into it.
I love what I do, and
so I know there are people like, oh my god, I want to be an entrepreneur today. Oh, in fact, I want to be my own boss. I'm like, honey. So the first thing I ask them is like, hey girl, how much have you saved, honey? And they're like, oh, I've saved for 2 months and now I'm ready to go out on my own. I'm like, hold up, wait a minute, because I have seen so many people that will come, you know, become bosses and they're all entrepreneurs, and the next thing you know, they're done in 6 months. They're like, oh my god, I could not do it. I'm like, honey. So and in my head I'm like, no honey, you have to be like, hello, ready.
excuse me? Excuse me?
So the first thing I'll say is that being an entrepreneur is not for the faint of heart. Yes, it is not for the faint of heart. It is not for everyone. People, believe me, some people are meant to be a 9 to 5, 10 to 6, 8 to 4, you know, 12 to 12 for someone else. It's okay. No one is faulting you. It's just some people need to be pushed for them to get out of their bed. Some people need a direction, you know. You have to direct them in the way they should go, because on their own they are chaos. They don't know what the fuck they will do with themselves. You know me, guys, I always keep it real with you guys, okay? You better get used to it. So yes, one, it is not for the faint of heart. It is not for everybody. Believe me, I've been in business for myself, and I can say that I'll see some people who go into business, like a salon business, and in 6 months they're like, wrap up, they can't do it. And I'm like, honey, you didn't even give it a shot, you know, a shot. Or they're not educated enough, like they only know one part of the hair industry and they felt they are the shit. And I'm like, no, you're meant to be well-rounded. You have to train yourself in different branches, and this also relates to other businesses. You have to have the core education of what you're doing before going into business for yourself, okay? I have to be honest with you guys.
This ain't no allegedly.
So I would recommend for you to go into a business for yourself, you have to have the passion of a lion, and then the patience, or I would say you have to have the hustle and passion of a lion or a Leo, and then you should have the patience and endurance of a rabbit, a sheep, or a cat. In the sense that sometimes as an entrepreneur, it's not every day you have this smooth sailing, like, oh, it's so easy, you know, it's so nice, I'm making profit all the time. No, God, it ain't gonna happen. Let me just let you guys know, sometimes business will be crazy, especially now that we have the pandemic. Honey, sometimes you just want to work to pay the rent. So that's why I tell people, honey, you better be ready for the journey you're about to take. It's a beautiful journey, but yes, you have to have the patience of a sheep, a cat, you know, a rabbit, because when those months comes that it's not easy, you just have to hang in there, okay? Because some people, like I said, will give up in 6 months and they're like, oh my god, I can't do this. And I'm like, did you even give it a breather? In order for you to go into a business for yourself, I would recommend giving it up to 18 months. I see people do, oh, 6 months they're done, 1 year they're done. I'm like, no. For me, as an experienced entrepreneur, I always give myself 3 years. I've been in business for almost 4 years now. Yes, girl. So yes, have that drive, have that passion, okay? Don't jump into something because everyone is trying to do it, okay?
Like, how do you do that? Like,
Number 3, before you go into business for yourself, honey, I would advise, don't save for 6 months. I know there are videos of, oh, in order to be your own boss, you have to save for 6 months in your current job, or you have to have a side hustle while you're still in your current job. Honey, in my opinion, scratch that 6 months, fuck that 6 months, it doesn't work. I'm sorry. Maybe 10 years ago, saving for 6 months before going into business for yourself was okay, but not any longer. I tell people, save for 1 year or 1 year 6 months or 2 years. I saved for 3 years ago, just because, you know, when you work with people, you've worked with people, and you're that person that when you're working in a company that, oh my god, you increase the productivity by 300%. Oh my god, I wish we could clone you. So that way, you know, that says a lot. That means you're a self-motivator, you're that bitch, you're that it factor that they want to use. They would like to use you to your death, literally. You know, use all the vigor in you. So when you know you have that in you, people will doubt you, you know, so that way you don't push yourself to do better for yourself. So don't listen to them, okay? Yes, please save for up to 1 year or 1 year 6 months or 2 years before going into business for yourself. I know they're like, oh, you can take a business loan and all that. There's a word there, loan. It's a loan. What? Hello.
I mean, I'm not but I'm
Just because sometimes you take a loan, it comes with interest, and then what happens if you cannot pay up or if business does not work out? You're fucked, because now you have this debt. Only pay for what you can afford. That's just me, okay? So I saved like a crazy bitch. I saved like 90% of my income for like 3 years. Exactly, because I have responsibilities, you know, as the eldest. So yes, think about your responsibilities before doing what you have to do to make life better. And I must tell you, if you think that you will work for someone else and become a millionaire, that's not gonna happen. It's not, because you're helping those people build their own dream, not yours, okay? So always look into that. It's very important.
ooh.
Now, number 4, you can be in business for yourself but not by yourself, or you can be in business for yourself and by yourself. Now, people are like, what does that mean? Okay, sometimes you can be in a business, you know, and you have like your neighbors, so it doesn't feel like you're always on your own, or you have people that are like a confidant or an advisor or a manager or something. So that helps, or friends that like, hey, how is business today? You know, people you can rapport with, or people that know what you're going through business wise. It's good to know that sometimes you can also be in business for yourself and by yourself, where you're doing everything yourself, like, you know. But I also have my friend like, hey, just so you know, business was crazy today, or business was down, or business was up. You know, it just, so you can be in business by yourself, for yourself, but not by yourself, or you can be in business by yourself and for yourself. We call them solopreneurs, where they are the ones doing everything: management, accounting, you know, PR, Instagram, YouTube, like everything is all on you. So the success of your business mostly pertains to you, and not, oh, this person, not like you have a partner doing it with you, okay? Just so you know that, because if you're one of those that, oh, I'm in the office, I'll talk to everyone in the office kind of person, yeah, being an entrepreneur is definitely not for you, because you may get bored if you cannot entertain yourself, okay? Just so, I'm just giving you guys the
that? Like,
Number 5, I would say time is money. Oh, honey. This is one of those that, you know, when I first started, you know, when I was growing up and I was having my own businesses, you know, I've always been that person since I was 6. I'll have one kind of business or the other. I'll go to school, but I have a business on the side. You know, I'll carry fruits and vegetables on my hair and go to the market and sell them, put water in bags, tie them, package water, you know, sell them. I've always been that person. Each stage of my life I've always been an entrepreneur, one way or the other. Even when I was in college on scholarship, I had my business on the side, selling makeups and, you know, food supplements and all that, network marketing. There has to be something. So if you have that kind of spirit in you, like I said, be aggressive and passionate like a lion, honey, but have the patience of a sheep, a cat, or a rabbit. Okay, so if you have that in you, please know that time is money, so you can't waste it. That's why if I'm in the salon running a business and it's slow, I don't just go, you know, oh my god, it's so slow, so I have to. No, because there are people that are waiting for you to fail. So I would recommend, as an experienced entrepreneur, that please have a side hustle on the side. When I'm not here at the salon because of the pandemic and what's going on, I'm home in this, you know, turn on my lights with all the lights I have, and I start shooting videos, editing. So I'm always busy. When we had the lockdown, I was busy working. So you have to keep yourself busy. So time is money. It helps, believe me. You will thank me for that. Yes. And then if also you have a space and you're like, okay, I'm not using it this day or this day, you have to also consider maybe renting it out for a day or two. But if you don't have that option, like I said, like I don't have that option right now, so I'm working from home also.
Top down, let me look in your eye. I know every second of yours is all mine.
Number 6, I would recommend having an accountant. If you're an entrepreneur or solopreneur and you have a business and you don't have an accountant, I'm like, excuse me? What is you doing? I'm already an accountant on my own because you guys know I have an electrical engineering background. So I love maths, but I also had to have an accountant because when you have a business like this that is registered, hello, the taxes are a mess. So for tax benefits, you have to work with an accountant at least the first year or two. Then you might be like, okay, I can do it on my own. But for me, at this point, I'm like, no, they can do it because they will do it at the end of the year. I send them all my expenses and then we do the calculations, and then I know if I'm in the red or not. Even if I'm in the red, I know, like I said, save for 2-3 years or 1 or 2 years, not 6 months before having a business of your own, okay? It's very important, believe me, guys. You guys will be happy when you see, like, oh my god, because you just want to be able to, okay, I have a business. If it did not work out, you don't want to fall flat on your face, honey. Do you wanna? Because I know I don't wanna go. I'm just telling you guys how it is, so you better get used to that, okay? So please have an accountant. It's great for tax benefits. You can also have a business account if you want, but I decided to use, I have 2 accounts, so I used one for my business and one for my personal, so that way they are not clashing at all, okay? It helps because it comes with some rewards, okay?
Looking fine, sipping wine, dancing on club couches.
You feel me? Number 7, I would recommend, please, before you become an entrepreneur, make sure you have worked in the service industry. You have put yourself in that industry that you would like to be a business owner. You've worked in it, you know the ins and the outs of operation on the floor, because you will tend to see how the employees are treated. You know when you're an employee to someone else, you see how you're treated. Sometimes you're treated like shit. You can be at the bottom there forever and they're like, oh, don't worry, just keep, killing yourself for us. We can clone you, we can, wow, you're amazing, you're phenomenal. But then they will give you maybe 25 cents raise, and if you try to ask for promotion, they're like, oh, no. Well, if we take you out from there, then who would, take all those guests for you, And I'm like, what? This is true story, people. So please, please work in the service industry first, so that way you know how to treat others. And if they treat you like shit, guess what? When you have your own business, you will know how to treat others. And it's like a constant reminder, like if things are not working out in your business or so, or if they're working out, you're like, oh honey, just that should be like, oh my god, I know what I went through. Do I want to go back to that world? If it's then you know that you're ready to be an entrepreneur. Please.
So I took a second and I said me too.
Work in the service industry, because I see how some people are treated. I'm like, really? Oh hell no. You know, because it's like, if you've worked in a service industry, you will know how to respect people, you will know how to be caring and loving, you will know what it's like to be human. So shout out to all those in the service industry. I know people, before moving out on my own, I was like, when they tell you, this is the best you can do and you can never do any better, I'm like, oh, okay. And when you just, you know, shake your feet like this and walk away, it's bye-bye. You know, you make up your mind like, okay, I don't want to come to this industry ever again, or at least after 5 years or so. You give yourself, don't just keep that door open like, oh, if it doesn't work out in 3 months, I'm running back to go beg for my old job. Don't burn the bridges, but don't open the bridges. They will tell you, oh, keep the bridge open. No, girl, don't burn the bridges and don't keep it open. Just because it will not give you the opportunity or the strength to push yourself to do better, because you yourself know what you're capable of in your heart. Like, you know what you're capable of. Okay? And people will tell you, oh, you can't do it. Oh, no. Because they don't see that you can do better, because they want you to be in a certain level where you're always there for their convenience. So please, 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 don't burn the bridges, but don't keep it open. Okay?
Fragrance on another level, loving how you smelling.
Number 8, guys. This is one of the best lessons that I've learned that I will share with you guys. Be extremely self-motivated. You see how I said it's self? Because I'm putting that emphasis so you guys know what I mean. Please be the shit. Like, guys, you have to be a self-starter. You have to be a self-motivator. If you are one of those employees in the companies, or I know where I was working, I remembered I was a top stylist. True and true. When others are making, like, the highest stylists will make like 10,000 a month, I was making 13 for the company. So you can imagine, they called me the cash cow. And those that were producing 4,000, 3,000, 5,000, they hated me, because whenever they go back for promotion or increase in their paycheck, you know, a raise, they always had this, oh no, because we have this person producing so high, we can only give people raises that produces average. And then when I'm producing so high, they take the lowest and my number, divide it into 2, and you see that, oh, you didn't meet up. So I became enemy number 1. I noticed that I worked with people where management horrible. The manager was a mess, so I had to pick up the slack. She was bringing in 3,000, I was bringing in 13,000. So you can imagine that gap. But then I was an assistant manager, never wanted me to go, so that way I'll get the nickels while she was getting the raise I was meant to get. And why I'm telling you guys this is because I realized something, that when they say, oh, let's do it this way, I will show them 3 other ways we can do it more efficiently. And time, you know, time management was like boom, and they're like, how did you think about that? And I'm like, yeah, you have to always think outside the box. So yes, please, I'm begging you, I am begging you guys, okay, please be a self-motivator. If you're not a self-motivator, then it's okay for you to follow, you know, like, okay, I'll clock in and clock out, it's okay. I'm not saying, oh no, really, you want to do that? No. If you're one of those, it's fine. But if you're a self-motivator, you always think outside the box, you always find a way to do things better, you know, always, you're always, then being an entrepreneur is definitely, it's definitely for you, because your body knows, your heart knows what you're capable of.
One time.
Number 9, guys. This one, I have to be honest with you guys. You guys know I always keep it real like that. Now, when it comes to your income and wealth as an entrepreneur, your income game can be either weak or flying in the skies. What I mean is that sometimes, some months, your income is like, what the fuck just happened? And most times you may not even make $1 for like 2-3 years, like, yeah. But if you hang in there, you never know when things will change. I'm telling you guys the truth, okay? And don't give up in 6 months. Like, give it time so that way you're not like, oh my god, you know, I lost. I'm like, how long did you give it? 6 months? Nah. 1 year? 1 year, 6 months. I'm like, okay, you know, give it time so that way when you do it, even if it doesn't work out, you know you've learned, you've improved, you've grown in ways you cannot even imagine. Yup. I noticed that too. So yes, please, sometimes your wealth, you know, you can make money from your business and sometimes you cannot, you know, sometimes it's like, what the fuck just happened? So please, it's all about the passion. Be hustling like a lion, okay? Yes, your wealth can sometimes be a mess. Yeah, sometimes it can work just to pay the rent. That's why it's always good for you to have something on the side. So if that picks up, you can be like, doses, you're out. But if that doesn't pick up, at least you have something that keeps you in that mode of let's go get it, go getters. So being an entrepreneur is mostly for go getters. Yeah. Number 10, I would recommend always remember how you started, why you started, and what made you decide that it was time for you to be your own boss or be an entrepreneur. Because sometimes people just jump, oh, my friends became an entrepreneur, so I'm joining them too. No, honey. So always remember why you started in the first place. Believe me, guys. And always remember, oh, what did I do the first month? You know, compare your first month to your present all the time to see how far you've come or if you're regressing or not. Okay, it's very important, please. It's very important. And always stay you will thank me later, because then you realize that okay, it will keep you innovated, it will keep you focused. Even the months that are horrible, you're like okay, and the months that are amazing, you're like yes, you know. So yes, always remember why you started. I started a business because I knew I was working for other people and I was making them 6 figures, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then I'll go home, all my body ache all over, and I'm so exhausted, and then they're like coming, you know, it's like your work putting all these hours for them and you don't even see not even 1/10 of the result. So you're like, why am I, you know? And then when it's time for promotion, like, oh no, you're too intimidating, oh in fact you're too energetic, oh you're too wise, you're too intelligent. It must be a cultural thing, or you're being unrealistic. These are words that were uttered to me in the office of management just because I asked for, guess what, I asked for a promotion, then suddenly it was like, oh no. But when I didn't ask for a promotion, oh you're the best. But once I asked for a promotion, oh in fact we have to write it up because this schedule was changed by someone, but we don't know who. Oh in fact they started, you know, finding ways to make you feel like trash, so that way you're like, okay, I'm so horrible, let me just stay down there. That's what they do. They play with your mental state. So be careful of those type of employers and employees, okay? Because there are a lot of them in these corporate companies, corporate America. I'm an American, so yes, in corporate the institutions. So just be watchful of that, okay? I was that person who wants fairness. If someone works hard, okay, you deserve a promotion. But I'll see them doing favoritism. Someone who works barely work. Oh, she looks amazing. They give her the promotion. I'm like, this person bust their ass. Why did this person not get a promotion? And you see that person sad. And I'm like, hello. But since it's not your own business, you can only say something, but you cannot say why. How, you know, you don't have a say when it's not your own business. So, yeah. Okay, for this video I'll give the final number 11. If you guys want a part 2, let me know, okay, in the comments below. But number 11 is that, are you guys ready? Be willing to take the risk. Believe me, be willing to take the risk. Yeah, and just follow your instincts and intuition. When it's time for you to go out on your own, you will feel it in your soul. For me, I knew that I got to a point where I was like, even if I saved to a point where I was like, even if I don't work for 5 years, I'll be fine. Yeah, that I'm an aggressive saver, because I knew that when it was time to leave, especially with the way they treated me like shit, you know, I was like, okay, is this the corporate America we are dealing with right now? You know, so after going through that, I said to myself, I could feel it in my bone, my soul, and I'm happy I I became an entrepreneur because it has changed me in ways I cannot imagine. Like, I look back, I'm like, wow, you know, because when you're struggling, it's all on you. When when you have a good month, it's all on you, and then it makes you change. It makes you start realizing your self-worth, because you're okay. Rather than me waiting for this person, they can come in another day and I can use that day to create videos and do others. See, I'm no longer thinking, oh, you know what, let me go pick this shift, you know, and work with people that don't want me to be there, because when I'm there, it's hard for them to get promotions because the work I'm doing is on a whole different level, and they doing just the bare minimum cannot make the company, you know, recognize them.
Damn, we made it so far.
Like, how do you do that? Like,
And that just set the mood.
So yes, please, when it's time, follow your instincts and just take the jump. Make that jump, honey, because Jennifer Lopez, shout out to Jennifer Lopez and Oprah and the rest of them, who I watched some of their videos and they're like, when it's time, make the jump. I made the jump, and I'm so happy to say that. Do I miss not making money? Yeah. But do I not miss it too? Yes, I don't miss making money, and I miss making money, if that makes sense to you guys, okay? So yeah, anyway, I cannot wait to see you guys soon in the next video, but I just want you guys to know that I have never been so creative and pushing myself out of my box until I became, you know, a registered business and entrepreneur. I had to even come back and start doing YouTube videos again. So yeah, I'm so creative, honey. Anyway, you guys let me know what you think in the comments below, because this bitch is out. I'm sorry, but anyway, because I'm out, okay, I'll see you guys soon in the next video, and thank you guys so much for subscribing and joining this crazy bitch, okay? I love you guys. Bye, guys.
ooh.
Cause I'm loving myself real good.
Did you guys hear that? I'm scared.
In a way that you never could.